We're now only a few days away from one of the biggest burns we're going to see with Terra Lunar Classic. I'm going to give you my prediction based on the last 30 days volume in what I think we're going to see, but definitely is going to be one of our biggest burns yet on the chain. And hopefully it really will start to sign the things of more to come. We take a look at some of the price action. We see 1627, 2.25% up on the day, with that market cap at 975 million, volume just under 100 million, up 22.58%. so our volume does seem to increase as we move towards the Binance burn. Now remember, this is a 4-week burn and it will burn on the 1st of December. That is when we will see the official announcement come out from Binance. A couple of interesting points here that we go down. We can see market sentiment, and certainly the sentiment around Terra Lunar Classic. 82% of people still feel positive about Terra Lunar Classic, and again, there is so much more coming, but this video specifically is about the burns. If we take a look in a bit more detail on the price action, we see currently 1628. A couple of lines I've drawn on here, real points of support. We did break this support line here that I had at 1628. Hopefully we then continue up. I'd like to see us really testing this 16.4, 16.5 range. Now we have done it on 4 occasions, but it has pulled back. Obviously we want to be heading up 17, 18s, but again, you've got to remember, when we come to the burns, the lower the price, ultimately the more Terra Lunar Classic we are going to burn. And I think that's a really important point to remember, that actually sometimes the price not going up right now in this market might not be a bad thing as we try and get rid of that supply. Currently, obviously, we sit at 5.9 trillion. Now, we have got rid of a significant amount. Yes, there is some of that in staking as well as people burning it. And ultimately, burning isn't the fundamental answer as how we recover this. It's about building on the chain. But definitely, we're going to take a look at, again, my prediction and equally where we are with the burn. So if that's something you like, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. Also, leave a like on this video if you are excited for those Binance burns. But look, let's take a look currently of where we sit on our burns. You can see today, or excuse me, this week, 568 million is roughly what we're going to burn for Terra Lunar Classic. Obviously, it doesn't take into account the staking supply. You see it's significantly down. The biggest we did was 7.1 billion, and that was back in October the 3rd. That was kind of the first point where we saw the real test on burning Lunar Classic. Now, with that being said, let's get into what I think we're going to see. So this is based upon that volume running through CoinMarketCap and equally through those 2 pairings on Binance. Now, we know roughly it's about 50% they have their lion's share of it, but we know with premium rate customers and a few other things, it generally doesn't work out as much as we think. So it's based on about 21% as we come through. So you can see here as it goes through each week, 500 million in the first week, 458 million week 2, down to 200 million week 3, and then the previous week 170 million. This is based on 2 more days that we have. I'm basing it roughly around where we are. I don't think we're going to see this massive market sentiment move just yet, but 100 million is what I'm basing the next 2 days on after this one. Now that gives us a total volume of 1.3 billion over the last month. Given today's current price of 1627, does put us around 8.1 billion Lunar Classic burnt in a month. Now again, you might say, well, it's not the most amount in the world. You're right, but remember, this is funded purely and utterly out of Binance. Now here's the really interesting bit. It's $1.3 million. Binance is going to take over $5 million just in burns for Terra Lunar Classic, and I think that's a huge thing when you really think about it. Binance didn't have to do this, and this is the important bit that I think a lot of people just forget and really don't talk about. But Binance doesn't have to do this. They don't have to be the ones that kind of come out and say, well, we're going to do this or we're going to do that. They've come out of their own money. CZ's burning his own amounts, and I think for me, $5 million is certainly a bullish sentiment in terms of what we're going to see. You can see here on the burns, 10.1 billion is currently the burn tax. Obviously, Binance currently at 13.7, but no one is going to get anywhere near. We haven't even burnt 30 billion as a total, and we're going to burn potentially 8 billion as part of this. Again, I could be way off in my maths, but I certainly wasn't for the last 2 ones that we did. And you think about that as a percentage, it's actually a really significant amount. And then you add into the fact that the Binance Hot Wallet contains about 2.3 trillion. There's just loads of things starting to add up in the sentiment of Lunar Classic. Now, again, are we going to be at $1 tomorrow? No. Are we going to be at 1 cent by Christmas? No. But at the same time, it allows us to build with other things. We know we have the community pool that continues to build. We obviously know that we have decentralized applications coming on board. And ultimately, this all kind of comes together to really support the ecosystem. But the Binance burn, I think, is going to be huge. It could be that catalyst we need to really start to move Terra Lunar Classic. For me, it really makes a statement of intent that CZ Binance is prepared to spend $5 million of his own exchange's money. This isn't coming out of the users, of his own exchange's money, to go and burn Terra Lunar Classic. Really says something for me, and it certainly excites me to see what this burn is. Do we see a massive move in the price? I'm not sure. I think we'll definitely see some move in the price. What I do think, we will see people buying into this, anticipating that burn. But drop in the comments down below, what do you think the latest Binance burn is going to be? We'll obviously be reporting it live on this channel, so be sure to subscribe. And if you haven't already, leave a like on this video if you are bullish on the Binance burns. Thank you so much for your support, and I'll see you guys in the next one.